This video is to provide a quick overview on using some of the tools in your Microsoft Word application. When you first open Microsoft Word, you'll find that it gives you several options. If you're wishing to continue editing a document that you've already been working on, or using a document template that your teacher perhaps have provided, you most likely will want to click Open. If you're needing to create things such as a flyer, a resume, something like that, you may want to choose from a template so that way you can just edit it and use it as you wish, as opposed to starting from scratch. I'm going to select a blank document so that you can see how the tools are used from the very beginning. As you can see at the top, your home toolbar includes your copy, cut, and paste methods, or your clipboard, your font formatting, paragraph and alignment, your different styles that come kind of pre-programmed into a default document. You also have editing capabilities such as locating specific key terms, replacing terms with another word, or selecting something in particular in order to move it or just know where it is so you can format it specifically. There's also a dictation element in Microsoft Word that can assist you when taking notes. However, be aware that when you use digital dictation, it's not 100% accurate. Sometimes accents, as well as not enunciating, can really impede being able to take notes from it. So just be careful if you choose to use that. Now, for the sake of this demonstration, I'm going to go ahead and write a few sentences. All right, so first things first, as you can see, it's rather tiny. It's hard for me to see what exactly I wrote. If you click on the View tab that's up towards the end, you can actually play with the size of your font and how it's laid out. You can have different views such as reading mode, which is often used in presentations and screen share, print layout so you know what it'll look like when it's a printed document, and web layout, and sometimes this is used so that web designers can see what it's going to look like. Some other tools, you can also click on ruler so that you can see your specific measurements for the page and manipulate it. If you're trying to actually put in an image and want a specific location for it, you can do grid lines. And then there's also the navigation pane for helping you find other headings and pages and so forth. I'll keep the ruler on for now. But now to the part you really want to get to, the zoom. So you can either just zoom in automatically, click on the 100%, which makes it bigger, one page, which we were on, multiple pages, which if I had 2 pages, I could have done, or just to the page width, which again, kind of takes it to 100%. So I'm going to keep it on 100% because that's a fairly decent size, and that's actual size, so if I was going to put up a piece of paper, it would be the same measurement as a piece of printed paper. So now I want to play around with my text a little bit. I want to maybe, let's see, capitalize some words. So you want to select the words you're going to do, and let's see. I want to play around with the fonts. Now, some of the fonts that I have, I actually had to download. If you would like to know of some reliable resources for downloading different fonts, please feel free to message me, Miss Stimson, your librarian. So I'll stick with the ones that we actually already have in Microsoft Word. One of my favorites is, did I pass it? Oh yes, Blackadder. I like that fancy text, but it's a little too small to where I can't really read it, so I'm going to increase the size. As you can see, you can either increase by clicking the capital A with a blue arrow pointing up, boop, or you can decrease it by doing the capital A with the blue arrow pointing down, or you can go directly to the size that you want without having to click so much. So yeah, I like 48. I'll stick with that. So for size 48, and it already has some character, but I think I want to make them a specific color. You can either choose the colors for fonts from the direct palette they give you, or click more. I like to customize a lot, so let's see. It's kind of, I like that color. Let's kind of go up. It's a nice little aqua green color. Seafoam green maybe is what you might call it. And there you go. There's that manipulation. Now let's see. I want to also emphasize my words that use assonance, the rain in Spain. And let's see, we'll change that one again. Change those a little bit. Increase the size. I don't want it as big as the others, but I still want them prominent. Let's see, there you go. This time I think I'm going to use one of the different outlining shadowing tools. So maybe we'll use some glow. I don't know about you, but I like that. And again, you can choose whatever colors you would like. Once again, I'll stick with some purple. So as you can see, you can manipulate fonts in many different ways. If you wanted to, you can maybe highlight. You can even highlight for your annotating needs. Highlight it in any color you wish and desire. So let's see, what would be a good, now we'll go with gray. Okay, you can also actually manipulate your background entirely. If you go under paragraph, you can actually adjust it to where you can make it seem like something else entirely. There you go. And see how it even made stuff disappear? So you can create text boxes and everything, and this is actually something you can even apply on Canvas. They have these tools on Canvas. You can also put it into, if you want to, you can stop using that, because I'm good with no color, and you can actually change up alignment for you. So I can center align it. I maybe like that. Maybe I want these on 2 different lines. We can do that. You can also, don't forget, you have your bullet notes, you have your numbering, your outlining, all of that, okay? But I don't necessarily need to do that. So now you can also insert. Insert's another really big tool to use. You can insert tables, so if you're trying to create, different graphs, different charts of a kind, so you have color, age, and let's see, food. Don't know why those things would be something you would do, but there you go. And now you can create a little table. If you press the tab button at the end of the last cell, it creates a new line for you. You can even format your tables. As you can see, it gives you options up above when you create a table to do something specific, depending on what you're trying to accomplish. And then the cool thing is you can always exit out of it and do something else. You can also insert shapes. You can insert text boxes. And every time you do something like this, you'll see that a new box pops up called Shape Format. And this, again, gives you more tools to format just the shape that you're working with. You don't actually have to do it with anything else. So if I wanted to change shape fill and outlining color, I can do those things, okay? You can also from insert graphics and computer art. You can choose from your computer, you can choose from stock photos or online pictures. I would recommend if you choose the other outside of your device, click on stock photos or stock images, as these are images that are public domain use. They're not copyrighted. They won't have the watermark on them that sometimes distracts when you pick a picture. And if you find that it's limited for what you have here, so I'm going to go ahead and pick a picture so that way you have it. Let's see. We'll do agricultural. There you go. So see, you can insert it. And this is something that I'm glad this did this, because this is something a lot of students don't know how to do. When you insert an image, Oftentimes it's already in a fixed point and you can't move it because you can see it's not letting me move it. You'll see a little button that comes up for layout options. If you click on this, you can change the layout of it. So I can make it behind text, in front of text, in wrapped with text, above, below, all that stuff. And you see how it moved the other images even? I can then shrink it, I can move it to where I need it, and everything like that, okay? That's a really important tool. And as you can see, again, it opens up another tab called Picture Format where you can actually do corrections, play with its color scheme and get artsy with it. You can even put different framing on it so that way it looks really cool. Play with it. You can even crop it and make it a different, like if you just want to focus on one aspect, you can do that too. So you can do a lot of different things with what's available in the actual insert tab. You can also insert videos, but usually if you're going to insert a video on a Word document, you might as well be doing a PowerPoint because usually that's for presentations, not actually for academic written submissions. You have some annotation tools in Draw. For design, you can actually change and manipulate the page itself as a whole. So if you want to change the page color, and let's see, what if I want to go with, I don't like those colors. Now let's just go with pink. There you go. And see how it changes the dynamic of it even. You can even change your font schemes and everything like that, and it would just affect the entire document, not just small parts of it. I recommend only using this when you are creating finalized documents such as resumes and things like that, because those you kind of want to have a different unique style for. But for an academic paper, honestly, the standard is Times New Roman right up here, size 12 font. That is the academic standard for all written papers. Layout, you can adjust your margins. For academic standard, you want a 1 inch by 1 inch around your margin border. If you need more space for, like, if you're creating a brochure or a flyer, you can do narrow, moderate. You can even do custom margins to suit your needs. Orientation, again, academic is portrait, but you may be creating a flyer that's a landscape or manipulating graphic art that needs to be in landscape. You can change the size of your paper. For example, when I am typing up my books, I actually put it in a book size format so I know what it's going to look like as a paperback. You can insert columns. You can provide, let's say you are done with this page or you want to separate some stuff, you can actually put in a page break, which separates different areas. And that means you can keep writing on this, but it always keeps this on a different page. You can also, oops, see, scroll too much. You can also do text wrapping. You can go to the next page. You can create even and odd pages. References, this is will really come in handy for your academic writing. It'll help you manage and insert your citations, endnotes, footnotes. It even has an assistant for creating citations. You can even choose the style for formatting. Your English teachers may say something like MLA format or APA format. You use that. Mailing options is more for businesses, so if you really want to get to know that, you can explore it on your own. For review, to make sure that you are actually creating a quality product, always edit. So the editor will give you spelling and grammar checks. You can actually add the extension of Grammarly into Microsoft Word or all your Microsoft products so that it really helps you create a thorough check of your grammar and punctuation and style so that you're really putting forward the best possible writing in your work. You can also use the thesaurus to help you find words for other terms. Oftentimes we have one word that we like using and then we go back and we've used it 5 times in one paragraph. That's a big no-no. Use the thesaurus to find some synonyms to go with it. Word count, because sometimes teachers ask you about, like, say, hey, I want a 500 word write-up on what you read. So now it takes the guesswork out of it. It also has translation tools, language setting tools. So if you are a Spanish speaker, you'll be able to utilize this. You can actually say you are doing write up on another classmate's paper. These are your annotation tools. You can also use them to track and make comments and everything like that on Word documents that have information that your teachers have given you. Two other things. One, if you click on File, this is where you go to save your work. And you can also click Print if you have printing capability. And Help. If you need help, this little guy right here can help you with a lot. It'll come up with different ideas. As you can see, it gives you recommended topics. You can be trained on using Word more in depth, even beyond what I'm going over, doing certain manipulations in it and everything like that. This concludes what you can do with your Microsoft Word application. This also applies to using the tools online as well. You just may have to click on some dots or some arrows in order to access all of the tools. Please make sure to utilize the help option and always remember to save your work frequently.